Hello.
All right. Good afternoon, folks. How we doing? Happy Tuesday, March 10th.
It's been a rip roaring while.
I'm
How you
sure
guys
everybody
doing?
knows we had a tough winter. We're getting close to the spring, people.
Yeah, those temperatures shouldn't even exist. They should not even be. They should not even be like 32 is freezing. That's good enough. Stop
Yeah,
it there.
30, right?
There's
30.
no reason to go any lower than that. I'm sorry. You
No.
already have freezing. It's like the temperatures should stop at boiling and freezing. It shouldn't go any further than that. That's it.
Oh, we had
There
some
should be nothing
brutal.
colder and nothing hotter. That's it.
Oh,
Um,
this was a tough winter because I started work in November. Right? First
I
started
mean,
July.
weather-wise. I don't mean chemically or anything like that. I
Right.
mean, weather-wise, it should never get below 32 or
No,
above
man,
212.
no.
There's no reason.
No,
Anyway,
it was brutal
100
cold.
Celsius, whatever you want to say.
Yo, put it this way. We've been working for many years, right? Okay. Now,
Unfortunately,
this year though has been so brutal, and I'm getting older. I can't take the cold as much no more. That I wore my
Florida
wife's
sounds really good.
I wore
gotta be
my
honest.
wife's leggings. She had leggings, thermals, and pants. I wore three. That's how cold it was. Right? That's how brutal
Yeah.
it was, man.
I think at one point, I'm not even joking when I say this, with the wind chill factor, it was down to like 19 below
Yes.
zero.
hmm
19 below zero.
Negative 11. We had one morning,
You,
man.
you know what it reminded me of? No, I got to tell you, you know what it reminded me of? There was a Superman episode where this girl wanted to get a lemon meringue pie to her boyfriend in like the North Pole, and so she put an ad in the paper for
Saw
Superman.
that one.
Remember that? And she put an ad in the paper for Superman to get him to fly it to the North Pole for her boyfriend. And the funny part, we talk about the rifleman all the time with Chuck Connors. Chuck Connors is the guy who plays another Superman in that movie, in that show rather. He's a farmer that is just super strong for a human, and they call him
Right.
Superman.
Right.
So she puts an ad into the whatever, like this Daily Gazette, whatever the paper happens to be, and her request is, I need Superman to take a pie to my boyfriend at the North Pole. Well, Chuck Connors and his mule, I forget her name, God, it was a cute name too, show up to take this pie, and the regular Superman does as well. Anyway, it's a really cute episode. You get a chance, look it up. It's pretty good. Enough of that. So, what's up, Kara? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. If anybody likes sports out there, we are at the World Baseball Classic. We got to root for USA to go for the gold. They're 3-0 right now, so.
Oh, sorry, by the way, I didn't get to put away my vacuum, my seat back there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But at least you know I clean.
We had the men's hockey and the women's hockey Olympics win the gold.
That's amazing, right? I mean, that's just amazing. 47 years to the day.
Right. To the day.
I'm not a big hockey fan. I'm not a big, even sports in general. I prefer to, well, when I was in better shape, I'd gotten run over by a truck a while back. When I was in better shape, I preferred to play the sports rather than watch
Oh,
them.
playing
So
was great.
that was my kind of thing.
I just want to say because we got the World Baseball Classic and the USA is 3-0. Let's go USA.
Oh,
I
gosh.
watched the game last night. They beat Mexico.
My neck is a little stiff today.
So I think the cartels will be mad now. What do you think?
Nah, you know,
Right?
that's, as long as you're talking about cartels, I think it's amazing how they're getting them under control so quickly. It's unbelievable. The way you don't hear about, and fentanyl deaths. You don't hear about them at all anymore. It's amazing.
Nope.
It's
And we found 145,000 children
Yep, that were literally being trafficked.
by cartels.
Yeah,
No, you're right. Ever since, yeah, you're right. We haven't heard so
I haven't
much
heard
about
anything
the
about 'em.
cartels.
I haven't
man.
the only thing that kind of upsets me a little bit is now I'm hearing a little bit about ISIS, and the reason that we're having ISIS brought back is the 4 years of Biden allowed them to kind of regroup. We took them all out, and they would have been out permanently, but there was, I guess, one subsection of it or whatever. What do they call?
Right.
What do they call them? They call us sect. No, not a sect. There was a show on about it. I can't think what it was now. It doesn't really matter.
You're
And
right.
they just get together, and then what they do is they bring more people in, and they grow. And so now you're hearing about ISIS a little bit. The thing I'm talking about is this thing that happened to Gracie Mansion, which is actually my neighborhood.
Yes,
The
people in
IEDs.
4th and East End Avenue.
I believe they found 4 IEDs at this point. Where they know 4 IEDs. 2 were thrown in the car, and I think they found one today. Anyway,
It's very sad.
yeah, it's
All
just
New
crazy.
Yorkers have to worry now, really.
But supposedly they were ISIS inspired. Now I don't know if that means that they did research into ISIS or if they were being recruited by
By
ISIS.
ISIS, right.
I don't know. I don't want to. I don't.
Probably reading and listening
I
to
don't want to make assumptions.
reading stupid shit and listening to propaganda.
Anyway,
right?
yes. Anything like interesting happened to you?
Yeah,
Well, talk to me.
I got a job. I'm working. Thanks to you.
No.
You're the best. So
Oh no, I wasn't talking about that. I was just saying,
that's the best so far.
that works.
Uh,
That works.
Yeah, well, because we all know what happened. So God bless.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna run this by you people, and you decide if you're interested or not. You just let me know if you are. I'm not looking for any money from you. I'm not looking for anything from you at all. Okay, at all. And if you don't have to participate actually financially in any way, you want to just have a game of it and follow how good or how bad I do, by all means, just do that. It's okay. You want a paper trade, which is fake trade, and just keep track of what you would have made, stuff like that. I worked with AI. Okay, so I've been doing a lot with AI actually. I'm going to try to start doing a kids type of series where it's going to be like more like bedtime stories, more like trying to teach them to read and that sort of stuff. Trying to learn how to animate at this
Which
point.
is a good thing.
Yeah, it's redeeming. It's socially redeeming, I guess.
And we do have to redeem our kids.
But I have a pretty decent talent for reading and comprehension in general. So I figured maybe I can help someone. And at the same token, I don't mind doing it. But that's neither here nor there. So I'm learning how to animate is basically what's going on.
We can educate
But
our little minds today.
What I wanted to do was I wanted to learn how AI works. And so I played with it a little while. And while I was playing with it, I realized that the key to AI is that you've got to ask the right questions. If you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. If you ask a very broad question, the answer is usually just as broad. So what I did was I set up a framework of penny stocks. And what it does is it checks P&E, it checks long-term funding, it checks all of these things out. And the reason I did this, by the way, I mean I could have picked one of these guys on Facebook or whatever, but you have something called the pump and dump, which is where they own a big chunk of it. They get you to buy it a whole bunch.
Pump and dump.
Pump and dump.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
wild.
What happens is they buy a big chunk they take a big position
Right.
in a stock, and then what they do is they put it out there that this stock is going to go up, and so everybody goes and buys it, and by everybody buying it, it does go up, and then they sell that whole chunk, and then the floor drops out from underneath it, and it goes bad. So, and the reason that happens is they're greedy and they're trying to make money. AI doesn't have that issue, so I wasn't that took one of the worries out of it. That took one of the worries entirely out of it. I wasn't worried about them trying to somehow screw me over or to somehow, it had to be real. Okay, let's put it that way. And I wasn't looking. The other thing was when I put it
Pretty
in.
cool though.
Well, the other thing was when I put in the parameters of it, I put in that I don't want primarily stocks that are overnighters. In other words, I don't want to have to get in and get out, get in, get out, get in, get out.
Or something that's going to keep going.
Yeah, I want something that's solid, that's cheap, that looks like it has a possibility to go far. Let's put it that way. So, like to give you an example, my one of my parameters was it had to have a high percentage of profitability.
Right.
Okay. So getting back to the subject anyway. So I got it down to where I basically asked it to give me between 5 and 7 stocks. Okay. And they were all to be small cap pennies, etc. I mean, maybe $15 is like the highest I'll go or something like that. But for the most part, I want to try to keep it at $1 or $2. And I asked it for, 5 to 7 stocks. And so it asked me, did I want to do wild card on the stocks? So
Nice.
I said, explain what you mean by wild card. So it said that'll be stocks that have a great possibility of exploding, but they can also burn out. So I said, let's do this. Let's do 4 stocks that are solid, and let's do 2 that are wild cards. Okay, if possible, if necessary, we'll take a third.
Sounds good.
And well, that's what AI said. Actually, I said that's a very, very smart way to approach it. So what I did was I took $100, and this is what I'd recommend you do too if you got $100. If you play lotto, think of it like this: you play the lotto that night, you have nothing. You've got nothing. If you win, great. I hope
Right.
it happens.
Hey, think about it. Whatever you spend more in a week on lotto.
Yeah. So this way you own something.
Right.
And again, it's there's a great shot at at long term this being a good thing, and I'll tell you why anyway. So the stocks it gave me, let me tell you what. I'll tell you what they are. Oh God.
And the stock market's doing pretty well, people. So
Okay. So the first one that I loved, and when it first gave it to me, and told me what it was, it sounded amazing. So I was like, I'm going to do that. That's not a problem. So I didn't throw a lot into it. I'm not going to go into my finances here, but I didn't throw a lot into it. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, oh, I took a $10,000 position. No, nothing like that. Not even close. Okay. Not even in the same number of digits. All right, let's go that way. Anyway, okay, so I bought this at $2.34. It's now at $4.59. It's Alto ingredients. Okay, and I'm not
oh,
yeah. Well, what they do is they're renewable chemicals. That's basically what they are. Then another one it gave me was Gevo, Gevo, and now that I bought at $1.89. That's at $2.26 right now. GSAT. Now this I only bought because
always good to invest, people.
this I bought. It's a real expensive one, but I bought it because it's satellite, and I like the idea of satellite, and it's pretty steady. It's been on the upside. That's actually since I bought it, but I paid like 50. I think 57 or something like that, and it's a 59.50 right now. I didn't buy much. Okay, I only bought like 8 shares of it. It wasn't a lot. So anyway, then this one's been interesting. It's RCAT, RCAT. And when I bought it at like $14.90 or something like that. It's at $15.27. It took a dip this morning. It dropped down to like 13 and then went right back up. And then this is another one that kind of took a dip yesterday and went back up. It was ABAT, ABAT. It's American Battery something or other. And when I bought that at like 340.
And that's a company.
Yeah, EV batteries.
Oh, okay.
Like for your scooter, your bike and stuff.
Right, nice.
And that's at 358 now. So the only one I'm down on right now, yeah, okay. So I'm down on the next one. It's called Fuel Cell, and I think I paid like $7.30 for it. It's at $7.13 right now. And then AMTX is at 158. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it's not that much difference. Probably like 150 or something like that. But it's definitely up. So right now I'm doing about 15% on this list. If you guys want, I'll bet you know what I'll do weekly. I'll do a small show for about 10-15 minutes and just give you whatever I get. Just if you can tune into this channel, you're welcome. Again, as I said, don't do anything with the first suggestions. Don't do anything. Just watch them. See what happens.
Right.
If you don't like it, don't do nothing. You got nothing to lose. I'm
Right.
giving it to you for free. The only thing you got to do is deal with my personality and him. That's not so easy. I get it, but we're here.
Well, we're here.
Anyway, so the ones that I gave you today are. Hold on a minute. I gotta get it back up. If you get a pen, you don't need a pen. You got rewind. Okay. So anyway, so it's Alto. That's NVIDIA. You don't want that one. That's one of my normal ones. It's Alto, Gevo, GVO,
GVO.
GSAT, GSAT, RCAT, RCAT, ABAT. It sounds like I feel like Dr. Seuss. ABAT,
Yeah, right.
ABAT,
Got in the hat.
FCEL, okay, FCEL, okay. That one, as I said, is down a little bit. So I don't know if you want to stay away. And it's kind of on the expensive side, so stay away from that. Don't even mess with it. That one's like $7. Stay away from it. Stay in the 1 and 2s. And then the last one is AMTX. Okay, so
Yeah, stay in the 1 and 2.
those are the ones. So now let's get back to the show now that we did that.
But you should, though, because it helps you in the long way in the future.
What's going to happen now is next week I'm going to come up with another series. And I'm going to throw I'm going to throw maybe $200-$300 into it, nothing major. And see where that goes. And I'm going to build this portfolio up of these little stocks. And the key to it is when you go into penny stocks, the bottom drops out.
Right.
And you lose everything. My key is that I just don't want that to be a possibility with these stocks. Now, I'm not stupid. I know it's a possibility with any states. It's a possibility with Tiffany Diamond. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a possibility. But I want it to be a viable business that actually has a possibility of longevity. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And if that happens, you know, much like water seeps its level, so does the stock market. So more than likely it will keep going up, just like the economy does. Anyway, so regardless, I'll give you
Everything
the list
goes
as
up
we
and
come up.
down. Everything goes up
Yeah,
and
I'll
down.
give you the list as we
people.
come up.
Everything goes up and down, man.
So what do you think of this Jasmine Crockett losing
I love it.
losing her shot at the seat?
But she said it was racist, so.
What isn't? Really, what isn't? Come
She said it
on,
was racist against her.
dude. They just said what was it? Milk. Milk is racist. Milk. I guess because it's white. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that.
Milk is racist.
I think I fell off my chair that day.
Because what's his name, Kennedy, said that it's something that's good for you to drink. Now
Milk-
it's
milk is good for you.
Working out is racist. Yet, not for nothing, but I see so many minorities working out that me and him just ran into a guy in Key Food. The guy is really tall. He's a trainer. He's a personal trainer. I know him. Okay, nicest guy you could imagine. All right, and he does. If you look at him, you know. Well, first off, I don't want to guess his age. He's probably in his 40s, I'll say.
Yeah,
and he's in amazing shape. Okay, is he white? I don't understand. I don't get it. Why does everything that you do have to come to that label?
right. That's what she said when she lost. It was a racist thing.
But even what I'm
Against
saying,
her.
like, it's everything. It's not just
Right. It's ridiculous.
it's even when he was talking about cultural appropriation. Okay, where if you had the nerve to wear, a Nehru jacket, you were trying to be Indian, or if you had, no, really, I'm being really serious.
I know. I heard
man.
that. I know.
Like, it's so stupid.
I heard that, man.
You're allowed to wear what you want to wear. When you're putting uniforms on people, you're becoming kind of communistic, and you can only dress this way. You can only do this. You can only dress however you want. But yet nobody had an issue with anyone. I don't want to say dressing like a Caucasian because I don't really know what that is, but dressing normally, let's say, just like
Say normal would be a good one.
Nobody had an issue with that. That's okay. As long as white people wear suits and wear dresses, we're in our game. We're in our area. But if we wore a dashiki, or if we wore, like a gi, a martial arts outfit, then we're trying to appropriate somebody else's culture. Or if a woman, moves her eyes this way, she's trying to be Egyptian, or she, moves her eyelashes that. It's absurd. It's absurd. Right. You can't go to a fucking costume party. Listen, Jesse Jackson's a great example. Okay, some people idolized him, and some people were white that idolized him.
Yeah.
If there was a costume party and they went to the costume party as Jesse Jackson, do you really think that's an insult, or do you think that's an honor?
I would think it's an honor.
I mean, it's what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You were years ago, and when we were kids. I don't know if you remember this.
It would have been an honor years ago.
No. I don't know if you remember years ago. Eileen Sensusi, okay, went to one of the costume parties, and listen. We didn't have it. Look, we weren't dirt poor, but we didn't have really you couldn't go out.
You had to make your own costume.
Right, that's what I was just getting to. You didn't go out and buy a costume. You made your own costume.
We made
and so my cousin took a cork and burnt it and used that as like makeup. And I think, I forget who she was trying to be. I can't remember who it was now. It might have been, I don't know. I can't remember who it was. But whoever it was a black woman. And she didn't do it because she was making fun of the lady. She did it because she admired her. Because she I might have been a singer or some shit. I don't remember.
Right, this one was a famous lady.
Yeah, it was a famous lady. I mean, but I mean, even if it was someone like even if you're doing it as Aunt Jemima, it's not an insult. It's a funny thing to look like Aunt Jemima.
Right.
If Aunt Jemima was white,
a very talented lady, Aunt Jemima.
Let me tell you something. She was one of the first African American millionaires, if I remember correctly. Yep. I could be wrong.
Yep.
But I believe she was one of the first businesswomen. Anyway, but regardless, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not an expert on Aunt Jemima. But getting back to the subject, Aunt Jemima could have been white. It still would be funny that she's got that whole, what was her name? Pearl from Gone with the Wind or something?
Oh,
I don't know nothing about Pearl, no lady, no babies.
Pearl.
So it just was funny. It was just funny,
Right.
plain and simple. It's not an
No,
insult.
But today everybody's offended. Everybody's called racist now.
And there's nothing. Listen,
It's ridiculous.
if you can dress like the devil himself, and the majority of your people on Halloween do that,
Yeah.
okay? If you
Yeah.
can dress like the devil himself, there's no other costume that should be offensive. If there's no other costume, that is the worst you can get. You should be able to dress like Hitler if that's what you want to do. Because if you're dressing like the devil,
Thank you.
there's no worse.
And I swear to you, in my neighborhood, no lie, there's always somebody every year has a devil.
Yeah.
Because I give out candy, bro.
But that's
I
okay.
give out candy, and I see.
And yet,
these
if I say to you, describe Hitler, what's the first thing you're going to say? The devil. It's the first thing you're going to say to me. He's the devil. But they're dressing like the devil, and that's okay. I'm not trying to be, like hyperbolic. I'm really not. But I'm trying to show you how ridiculous it is that we put so much,
Right.
I want to say poignancy, but that's not the right word.
It's insane.
So much attention on this one thing that somebody wore something.
Right.
Even that chick who, what was her name? The one who tried to live her life as a black woman. I can't think of her name now.
Oh yeah.
I know it. I can't think of her name.
I know what you're talking about.
But even her.
It was just a couple years ago.
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
She's got a strange name. That's why I can't think of it.
Oh, I know who you're talking. I pictured her.
But even her, she should be allowed to do whatever she wants. Listen, if you're going to allow a guy to dress up as a woman and say they're a woman, she's got the right to dress up as a black woman and say she's a black woman. At least she's a woman.
Right. That's right. I know who you're talking about.
And I bet you, Rachel Dolezal.
Rachel.
Dolezal. That's her name. It took me a minute. I knew it would come to me. I kept going through the files in my head. And
I
so
remember her. I can picture her in mind.
my point is this, okay? So let's say you have a personal problem with Rachel Dolezal. Okay? Whoever you are, I don't know. Let's say you have a personal problem with her. Who cares? Keep it to yourself.
Really?
Go look in the mirror and complain.
She could dress any way she wants.
Because you're pushing into somebody else's life. Leave them alone. They've got nothing. They've got no problem with you. Just leave them alone. And it's the same thing with everything. Somebody was dressed up as a Chinese woman, I guess you'd say. She had long. I don't know. I'm not a fashion guy, so I don't know how to describe these things. But it was very Asian outfit. Okay.
Like
And
the
this-
robe and everything.
Yeah, like kimono style
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
And they were saying she was culturally appropriating it, and it was because she was blonde and she was. But I never see them say this about any minority woman. I never ever see a minority woman get told you're culturally appropriating something.
Right.
Never.
Right.
I don't see it happen to Spanish women. I don't see it happen to Indian women.
What?
Which my point is this: that there's a certain sector of society that's held to a different standard, and it's not deserved. By the way, it's really not deserved.
No,
And I'll
it's
tell you
not.
why it's not deserved.
It's not.
Because you're
saying.
you're saying European. Basically, we're kind of European, so let's put it that way. European were the first people to get rid of. Well, actually, we were the first people to bar slavery.
Right.
So we didn't perpetuate it. We stopped it,
We stopped it.
and till this day, it goes on in places where you guys just ignore it, which I don't get at all. You complain about slavery that happened 200 years ago, but the shit that happened last week, you don't give two shits about because it's somebody else.
Right. It's going over 250 years.
You got the Uyghurs, you got you got all sorts of child slaves, the rackets going on. You've got Congo, you've got all of these places. There are places where they send children down at the mines because they're the only ones that fit.
China. They do that in China.
And they end up with black lung and this and that and the other thing. You don't care about that. That don't mean shit to you.
Right. They do that in China because they go get the
The
inside
uranium,
tunnels, right.
not uranium. The stuff we need for the battery. What's it called? What type of battery is it again? I can't think of it now.
No, what the hell is that?
Shit, I can't think of the word, man.
Me either. Not even aluminum.
Fudge.
No.
What?
Aluminum.
No, you're close. No, you're close. It's I can't think of it, but it doesn't matter. You
Either
guys
way,
know what I'm
But
talking
they
about.
send the kids China.
Yeah.
Other places too, like you just said, Congo, all of them.
And nobody cares about that.
Right.
You're worried about what happened 200 years ago to people that aren't alive today. Done by people who aren't alive
I
today.
can't help but laugh, but it's so true.
Done by people who aren't alive today. And the worst part is you want the people who are alive today to pay you.
And not even for nothing. How about we suffered a lot too?
Let me tell you something. I'm Irish German, okay?
Thank you.
I'm Irish German.
Irish and German.
The Irish side of my family,
We suffered.
I never went back. I'm not gonna lie to you. Say, oh, we go back to this, and I never went back. I don't understand. I'm going back because I'm not a looking back type of guy. I look forward. Okay, whatever happened in the past with my family, they did that. That has nothing to do with me. All right, whoever I'm related to, I'll never meet them. Don't want to know them. Don't care. Okay, very simple. I don't even remember where I was going with this now.
But we were persecuted.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The Irish.
Irish were a dog had more of a
Rights to
chance
go to a bar.
of going into a saloon or a store
Right.
or something than an Irishman. Okay, Irish have been treated horribly throughout history. Listen, I don't want to say that. Okay, let me change that. Every culture has been treated horribly by somebody throughout history. Just the way it is. There's no such thing as a culture that hasn't that has had it
that
easy.
hasn't went through right.
That it has had it easy. And it's so fucked up that because America has the most normal base working,
Right.
that we get the shit end of it because you expect so much from us. You expect perfection from us. We're not
Right.
perfect. We're just better.
Right.
That's the difference. We're not perfect. We're just better.
Right.
That's why you don't see other countries having immigration problems by people trying to storm into their countries. Why do you think that is? There's only one country on the face of the earth that people struggle to get into. That's us.
A sneak, struggle.
Nobody's
everything.
struggling to get out. Nobody's trying, like in Cuba, nobody's trying to get out of the United States on little rafts and shit. Okay, they'll take Delta. You know what I mean? I'm serious. They're not putting together. I'm sorry. They're not putting together tires and getting little swim fins and doing this. You know what I mean? It's the dumbest thing going. It really is. And what's even
That's all
dumber?
you really got to ask yourself.
What's even dumber is the people who have the nerve to criticize it.
Right.
These are
Right.
people who would kill to be here.
Listen, how about asking that kid? What's his name? Elian Gonzalez.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Why don't you ask him how it was? And he's back there because his father.
But I'm trying to make the point that you can't
But you're
hold
right.
us.
These people can. Yo, that little boy was on a tube, surrounded by dolphins, protecting him from the sharks.
Why do you think people are trying to get in here and not trying to get out?
Right. That's just. I mean, yeah.
It's just it's
Mind-boggling.
nonsensical.
When people don't
It's
see that.
nonsensical.
People don't see that.
And then you have the nerve to say that the United States sucks. That Palestine is better, or you're an idiot.
No.
Okay.
The best part here, a dictator, a real, I'll say it again, a real dictator in Iran was killed. And now we got people here
Protesting the death of a guy who killed
47,000
people.
47,000 of his own protesters. They're protesting.
What you guys don't realize is if you're against what's going on in Iran,
That's stupid.
I'm not trying to tell you. I'm just going to try to explain it to you this way.
That is plain
If you're
fuck.
against what's going on in Iran, you have to understand this. Right? There's been presidents in the past that have tried to do this, and they didn't have the balls to do it. So what they did was they gave him money and said, "Please don't hurt us." That's what they did. They gave him money and said, "Listen, we're your friends. We're giving you money. If you're good, we'll give you more money." That's what they said.
And they did.
These people said, "Sure, we'll take your money and we'll be good." And while
They were taking the money.
they were taking the money, they would using that money to buy centrifuges, which is what you use to
Make a nuclear.
strengthen the uranium up to weapons grade. And they were hiding them in different places while they were doing this.
And
So-
they were paying their terrorist groups to go
Sure.
after. See?
Sure, absolutely. Well, that's where all the money was going. So we got to a point where, and now I'm going to quote two numbers just because I think it's 5 days, but I know it's no more than 2 weeks. So I'm going to say they were between 5 days and 2 weeks of having a nuclear weapon. Now, the thing about the nuclear weapon is you say to yourself, well, it's a nuclear weapon and they're not going to blow us all up because that affects them too. First off, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I was about to say, you're totally wrong.
To them, the ultimate thing is to become a martyr. That's number one, right? And a martyr would be taking out everybody else. And they don't really have the wherewithal to understand the devastating damage that would be long term in terms of trying to rebuild a society and stuff. But that isn't even the real problem, okay? The real problem comes with this. When they take a small country and they say, listen, you're going to let us come in there and you're going to let us put our missile silos and this and that all around. You're going to keep your mouth shut, or else we're going to take you out. And then that country's going to go, okay.
Yeah, because
and then you're going to find out that that country is in trajectory with this country. And, you know, like, I seen the stupidest fucking memes. The stupidest memes I've ever saw, posts or whatever they are.
Yeah.
We can't have affordable housing, man. Or we can't have affordable food, man. Or, you know, shouldn't we have health care, man? Well, let me tell you something, okay? When your house is in rubble because of a nuclear weapon, you ain't gonna have affordable housing. Okay? When your food is radiated, you're not gonna have food. Okay? When you're dead and blown to smithereens, you're not gonna need Medicare. There's your three problems. I just solved all three of your problems.
There you go.
So you figure out, do you want to put that money towards keeping houses, keeping food, and keeping medical in general, okay? I'm not talking about free medical care. And stop this threat before it becomes an imminent threat. That's the whole thing. It's a threat right now.
Right.
It's becoming an imminent threat. And that's where the problem comes in. And that's what Trump sees. And Trump has to stop it now because, God forbid, a Democrat gets in there next.
Oh, forget about it.
He's not going to have the balls to do it. And he's going to give them more money, which is going to give them bigger weapons.
And that's it. It's all over. Because that's what happened with Obama. He gave them $1.7 billion, and Biden unfroze $6 billion.
He was going to give him 15 billion more.
Yeah.
See, me and Kerry were actually just talking about something a few minutes ago. We're going to be done here soon because we don't want to go more really than 45 minutes. But we were just talking about something a few minutes ago. And I've said this before on the show. And I hope, I'm going to reiterate just for the people that maybe didn't see it. But in the United States right now, there's maybe 12 people, and I'm not even going to say 12, I'll say probably 8 people that could do the job of the president. Okay? There's maybe 20,000 that could do senators. There's maybe 20,000 that could do congressmen. That understand what I mean. That understand what it truly entails to do it and do the job correctly. Now, the way you know this, okay, is I'm going to try to explain this using a visual example, okay? So you look at Donald Trump. Okay, so Trump, he would have been one of the 8. Okay, I was saying that in 2010, by the way. And you look at Trump. Trump has business savvy. He has foreign affairs savvy. He knows how to make a deal. He understands what a dollar is worth.
Mm-hmm.
He knows when to use power, when not to use power. He's not interested in impressing anybody. He's all for the United States. And even if you don't believe that, it's perfectly fine. The rest you can't argue with. Now, you'll hear some congressman that you just put in office because you think he's intelligent, he's educated, yell out, AOC should be president. What? What? First off, she just showed you what her foreign knowledge is. In Mexico, I believe it was. I don't remember exactly which it was. She was talking about Mexico or something.
Yeah,
she just told you all about that, where she froze and didn't know what the fuck to say.
Venezuela.
Right. Venezuela, I'm sorry, right.
Right. I saw that.
Yeah.
She didn't know what to say.
The other thing is she's mismanaged money throughout her campaign. She's got absolutely no business sense whatsoever. She's never had a business. She's never had to cut checks.
There's no common sense period.
There's nothing there. She's a vapid shell. Nothing more. She's a vapid shell. I'm sorry to say this, and if she ain't ever gonna see this, so it doesn't really matter. But she's only where she is because she's cute, and I'm saying cute to me. I find her very, I don't not discuss, very obnoxiously cute. There's just something about her. She I don't know. She irks me. Her whole demeanor and everything.
That's why she is what she is, because she has no.
That's what it is. The other person wasn't cute. That's all it is. I swear, that's the truth. Because
You're right. Hold on, real quick, because you're right about. I'm gonna just real quick. You're right when they said it, because the girls, the women of the age of something, I forget what, 20
Put
something,
out
35,
right. Put
voted
Mamdani.
for him down because he was cute.
That's what it's come down to. That's what it comes down to. See, when we were younger, right, we had people like Roger Grimsby. We had like Chet Hudson Brinkley. We had like trying to think of who else. Bill somebody, I forget his name now. But we had news, real news. Like we would put on Channel 7.
Bill Butel.
Bill Butel, that's right. Eyewitness News. Couldn't think of it. God.
Walter
Cronkite. Good night. Good. No. Anyway, so we had real news that we had to watch. Okay, so we had to actually sit in front of the TV and absorb what was being told, analyze it, and figure out what we thought.
Right.
Okay. Today, you guys go on Facebook and it says Donald Trump raped 3 girls. You know it's bullshit. The person who wrote it knew it was bullshit, and yet they'll still write it because they know you're going to turn around to somebody else and go, "Did you see the meme about Donald Trump raping the 3 girls?" Because you're a parrot. That's what you are. You're a parrot.
Right.
You don't think for yourself. And that's what the difference is. So now, instead of them thinking they have information, which they don't, they're so confused by all of these different memes that they see.
Right.
They see, 20, 30,000 memes a week, right? That they go by, how cute is he? How cute is she?
Yeah. Yeah.
That almost won it for McCain with Sarah Palin because she was so hot. That would have put him over the edge. Except he was just so bad there was nothing to be done.
Right.
But that would have put him over the edge. That's what they do. I'm sorry, my cat wanted to get up on the bed. He's kind of old, so I try to help him.
That's what they do.
But that's what it comes down to now. It's, are you cute enough? Are you?
People out there will read something like he just said, because
the information just isn't there.
It's not like we were watching Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 5, 7, 9, 11. That's all, news channel.
Come on here.
We had to sit there and watch it and pay attention.
Yeah.
And listen.
We had to actually decipher what was being said.
Right.
And then we had to wonder, like we went through Watergate. We went through Son of Sam. We went through.
We had
we had Zodiac. We had
everybody.
And these weren't reported to us through memes. Like Jeffrey Epstein hanging himself. And you see AI with and slosh it over.
No,
we didn't have that. We had the reality of it. We had to figure shit out ourselves.
Right.
And when I recommended
this, Son of Sam was a really
that was
scary
shit. Yeah, my mom was.
You couldn't go nowhere.
Enthralled in that. I mean, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
She would get the paper every day, and me and her would sit down. I couldn't have been more than like 5 or 6 or 7 or something like that. I don't remember what year it was exactly, but I was really young, maybe a little bit older, but not much. And we would sit there and we would read the paper and try to figure out who it was, and like what they did, what was their occupation, Anyway.
Yeah, those are the good old days back then. You had the paper and the news.
Yeah. So anyway,
we had such really wacky people out there, man. Let me tell you, right?
But this is what it is. They don't care about what the person knows or what they've done or anything. Right. It's all you cute. If you're cute, you're in.
Right.
If you're not cute, you're out. It's
right.
that simple.
No, it's very sad today.
But he's absolutely right. That what put Mamdani in the office right now is 18 to 35, I believe. Right. 18 to 35
of the women
who thought he was cute. Right. And that's why he's in office. Can you imagine that's what you gave a $10 billion city to a guy because you thought he was cute? I don't know. You call me crazy,
Yeah, and then
crazy.
They're normal.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't get it. Anyway, so I think we're kind of done here. I think we did our best, and we hope you like it. We went a little different route today. We didn't complain about much. We complained about everything. No. But we didn't do it in like an angry way and stuff. It's not about being angry.
You can't be angry. You just gotta go. And just be careful out there, though. You have to be safe. Watch look around because
And
look, as a matter of fact, right on the queue line area, 60-30, 80-something and 30-something-year-old person got pushed on the tracks. You just have to be careful out there. Just watch your back. That's all. Just keep an eye open. Don't put too much of the earplugs in. Pay attention.
Okay, so two things before we go. One, if you keep track of my stocks and stuff, and you see, give me a
Good luck.
post. No, what? Forget luck. I don't give a shit about that. I'm post, like, send some messages as to how it's doing. I would love for you to check up on what my averages are. Right now, as I said, I'm up about 15%. That's number one. But please leave messages. Let me know if I suck. Let me know if it's working. Let me know. I don't want to know how much you invested. I don't really care. It doesn't mean a damn thing to me.
No.
I don't want any money from you. I don't. At a later point, maybe for the show, because if we're gonna put time into it, we got to make some. We got to. It's our time, so we're gonna have to make some money at some point. I don't know how we do that. We'll figure it out later. But right now, everything is free. It's all yours. Do what you want. You want to just keep an eye on it, try to make it look foolish, do it. You want to try to invest in it, do it. It's up to you. But I have no responsibility for anything that you do. Okay, so now we get to the normal part.
Right.
Hit it, Kerry.
Right, we'll give a shout out to Shriners, St. Jude, Tunnel of the Towers.
We never forget them.
Wounded Warriors.
They're too special.
Easter Seals, you name it. Whatever you can give to charity.
Even if you just round up at the register, you know what I'm saying? Even if you just round up at the register, it's worth it. Exactly. See that? We both believe it.
Right.
You're going to say at the same time, that wasn't planned, so we
I
believe
put
it.
$1.50, whatever I could, whatever I
I
have.
round off whenever I can.
Yeah.
Whenever possible.
Whatever you have, it helps. Because when you see those kids smile every day,
Just think of it like this.
you know you're helping.
When you look in the mirror and you go, I'm not smiling. Think of it like this. If they can smile, you damn well better freaking smile.
You can wake up and get your ass out of bed.
Life, listen, one more thing from Grandma Rose, okay, to you guys. Life is full of shit. It's full of it. And some of it's going to get thrown your way. All right? Whether you're happy or not, the shit will still be there and it will still stink.
Yeah, really.
Whether you're happy or not. The only difference is if you're not happy, you're giving into it. Be happy. Deal with it. Deal with it happily. Because once you're done with it, it's over.
Yeah.
Just deal with it. Don't push that extra energy out when you don't got it. You're going to have to deal with it either way. Might as well feel good.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, how you look at it is right, man. But either way,
I think we're history here, guys.
folks, nice talking to you. Be safe and enjoy.
Have a great day, guys.